Okay, so now here are our last two examples to these notes for 10-5. Classic problem with cards. Suppose one card is drawn at random from a standard deck. So just so we're all aware here, standard deck is 52 cards. There's 13 of each suit, ace through 10, and then jack, queen, king. Answer each part, write your answers as fractions in simplest form. What is the probability that a card is drawn is a spade? So first of all, if we just think about this, each suit is a full 1/4 of the deck. You could count the cards, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 cards. Jack, queen, king is 13. So technically we could say 13 out of 52, and we could simplify that down to 1/4. Or whenever you're asked about just one specific suit, each suit has a fourth of the deck. There are 4 equal suits in a deck. So 1/4 is a probability that you're going to get a spade. What is the probability that the card drawn is a face card? Well, they've done us a little favor here. They've highlighted the face cards. So what we see here is there's 3 face cards from each suit, making 12 face cards. Okay, so we've got 12 face cards out of 52 total, and we're just going to simplify this down. The easiest way to do it to make sure you're not making a mistake, just if they're both even like this, just keep cutting them in half. 6 out of 26, which is 3 out of 13, and that's your probability. And then what is the probability that the card drawn is a spade or a face card? So here we just want to make sure we're counting here. We want to be careful. You're not necessarily saying all 13 spades plus your 12 face cards, because some of those face cards are spades. So there's 10 spades that are not face cards, and then there are 12 total face cards. So what you end up with is 22 total cards that are either spade or face. And again, simplify this down, cutting them in half till you're done. Divide them both by 2, you get 11 out of 26, and you cannot go any further. And those are your 3 probabilities for these questions. Down here, this question's a little goofy. There's a lot of wording here. A dartboard has 10 equal sized slices numbered 1 through 10. So we can see that on the right. Some are gray, some are white. We can see which ones are gray and white. They tell you there. A dart is tossed and lands on a slice at random. Let X be the event that the dart lands on a gray slice. So X is gray. Okay, so then P of X is the probability of gray. Then you're going to see this term here of not X. So we're basically turning this into gray versus white, gray versus not gray. And in terms of the variables, X is representing white, not X is representing not gray, which basically means white, right? So X is gray, not X is white. So what this outcome box is pretty much then is they're just saying, hey, here's 10 darts we tossed, and the color of the number is what color it landed on. So you're just checking whether it landed gray or white. So they did this a little goofy, but 1 and 2 are both white, so that went not X. 3 went gray. 4 through 9 went not gray or white, and then 10 went gray. You can see here that those are gray numbers. So the probability of X happening, the probability of gray happening is 2 out of 10 because it happened twice out of those 10 chances, which simplifies to 1/5, right? 3 and 10 are gray for your possible outcomes. So you've got 2 out of 10 chances of gray, which simplifies to 1/5. And then for your white, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 out of 10, which simplifies to 4/5. Now you might already be thinking ahead to the questions they're asking you. If we're going to take 1 minus the probability of X, so 1 minus the grays, you're going to end up with 1 minus 1/5, which is going to equal 4/5. And they're pushing you towards what you might already notice. So 1 minus the probability X is the same as what? 1 minus the probability of x is the same as the probability of not x. So when there's two options like that, and you add the probabilities up, they're going to equal 1, right? Because all the possibilities of gray compared to all the possibilities of not gray, that's all the possibilities. Okay? There's a couple questions at the end of your homework that I do not have exact examples of, but they're very similar to the types of problems we've seen. So that's all the examples for these notes. The notes are attached to the checklist as well. The homework is open on Alex, and the rest of your time is here to work. Let me know if you need anything.